Is Enforcer Mark D'Amato the devil in disguise? Or is Mr. Morally Impeccable Kenneth Logue really Lucifer's child? Recently, they made a simple bet.
The next time the Enforcers skate the Sundogs, the loser relinquishes his power to the other.
The Sundogs will happily clean your clocks one more time, Mr. D'Amato.
And once again, it's on. The Enforcers will try to eradicate Logue's Sundogs, and Tim Washington's going to play executioner.
Logue, betting against the big nasty in the pan with your life.
This time, Logue won't have the ECW watching his back.
Logue never places a bet unless he's sure that he will win.
It's the Enforcers battling the Sundogs next on Roller Jam. Orlando, Florida, and Universal Studios. This is the Roller Jam, the World Skating League at Roller Jam Arena. Hello, everybody. I'm Rory Marcus, and my broadcast partner tonight, like it or not, is Lee Hawk Rearman.
I like it.
I thought you would. Tonight, it's the New York Enforcers and the Florida Sundogs with a lot on the line for Mark D'Amato and Kenneth Logue. He's the general manager of the league. He's the coach of the Sundogs, and he's putting up all his power against D'Amato. Whoever wins this game, either D'Amato or Logue, will run this league effectively.
Well, theoretically, this power struggle may have a final chapter, and I do say theoretically. We thought in times past with the match race between Atkinson and D'Amato we were going to settle it, but these guys are sticking to their guns. Pink slips, if you will, are in the middle of the track. Winner take all, loser go home. Hopefully we'll have a new, I guess, true ruler of the World Skating League after this game.
Gutsy move by Logue, who has not been coaching this team very long. Right now, Logue, D'Amato, and Broadway Danny Wolf are sharing a microphone. Take it away, Broadway.
All right, thank you, guys. I'm here in the World Skating League headquarter conference room with Mark D'Amato and Kenneth Logue III, and we have the contract here. This has the stipulations that the loser of this game will lose all control, will relinquish all power in the World Skating League. First, Mark D'Amato, we need you to sign the contract, if you will. Thank you. And now, Kenneth Logue III. Nice and neat, thank you.
You're an idiot, Logue.
You just heard it from Mark D'Amato calling Kenneth Logue an idiot. We'll see what happens on the track. Back to you, Rory and Hawk.
They're sticking to it. I guess we're going to find out tonight, Rory.
Absolutely. Gutsy move by both of them, really, when you think about it. The players are getting ready to skate onto the bank track. Let's get the player introductions. Sometimes I think the fireworks propel them out through this little ramp, but here come the Enforcer women. Hey, Talisa Miller just skated by. Tink Miller, remember, she was tossed off the rosters when she lost the match race to Lindsey Francis, and now here she is an Enforcer.
Well, and Mark D'Amato making these bets, and he had Talisa Miller up his sleeve. Good for him.
He always has a card up his sleeve of some kind. You knew D'Amato wouldn't make a bet without some sort of unknown advantage, and here he comes. I'm sure right now he feels like he completely outfoxed Logue.
Well, and Talisa Miller joining the ranks of Mark D'Amato, Tim Washington, and the rest of the Big Apple. I tell you, she was roughing up in a wrestler uniform. He's going to take the gloves off for her.
It is going to make a big difference, I think, to this Enforcer team. Here come the Sundog women who will have to counter that. And, of course, Patsy Delgado skating out just after Janet Abraham, so they have some muscle of their own.
Well, what a battle we have merging here, Rory. We got Patsy Delgado and Janet Abraham supposedly playing hard and clean, and we've got Karen Magnuson joined by Tink Miller roughing it up as an Enforcer.
And on the men's side, Bill Barker, Captain America. He loves that clean. But I'll tell you what, it hasn't really paid dividends because they've had some injuries. Gina Lombardo, Sam Martin, here they come behind their exalted leader.
You're right, Roy. They're a beaten unit. What a tough order to be going against a rough and tough Enforcer.
Roller Rules, brought to you by Dial 1-800-AT&T for collect calls.
There are 4 6-minute periods. The women skate periods 1 and 3. The men skate periods 2 and 4. There are 5 skaters per team, 2 jammers and 3 blockers. The blockers wear white helmets. The jammers have the black helmet with the stripe. points are scored when jammers lap opposing team members. Here's an example of what I was just talking about. The jammer for the green team breaks out from the pack and circles the track. For each member of the red team that he or she passes, 1 point is earned. The state of the Sundogs now from Kenneth Logan, Broadway, Danny Wolf.
Well, Kenneth, I got to say this game is for all the marbles. Winner takes control of the league between you and D'Amato. Mark D'Amato, when he came down the ramp, was oozing of confidence. They just got Talisa Miller. That doesn't look good for your... I mean, your team looks like a MASH ward right now.
I couldn't be more confident, Daniel. The Sundogs are the athletic equivalent and the moral superiors of any other team in this league. We'll prevail again.
And no concerns. I know Sam Martin is out. Gina Lombardo is out. He's still confident.
Adversity builds champions. It forms character. This is the sort of game that we live for.
All right, we'll go night back to you, Rory and Hawk.
There's D'Amato. He's just looking around as though to say, this guy's nuts.
Well, this guy's oozing. I think we are actually responsible for everybody in the crowd. We need to give him some kind of a vaccine for that kind of thing. And Talisa Miller, for the first time, will ooze into her new silver and black uniform, bringing some fresh attitude that she brought with her as a wrestler. And Janet Abraham, she loves the Sundog yellow, and she's exorcised Mark D'Amato from her system.
Well, we're ready to go.
I'll say. We're ready to go.
Yeah, we are. Period number 1. No, we're not ready to go. We're going to have a fight first before the game even starts.
That's it.
Tink Miller and Janet Abraham. Abraham, a former enforcer.
You behave yourself.
Oh, they'll follow that all game long, I'm sure. Referee Sean Corbin saying, you behave yourself. That's always good advice just prior to a roller jam. The jammer's on the line. The whistle about to blow, and here we go. First jam of the night. Kathy Evangelo gets out of the box quickly for the Florida Sundogs, and Courtney Barlow goes right with her for the New York Enforcers. Barlow trying to get the better of the jam. She does a lot of jamming for the Enforcers, and the Sundogs still kind of trying to figure out who on the women's side they can send out. They don't have a lot of speed now on the women's side. Tink Miller goes back. This is her first game as an enforcer, and she keeps Evangelo out of there, while Patsy Delgado does the same thing to Courtney Barlow. Miller drops Evangelo, who gets back up and tries to get back into the play. Delgado working on Barlow. And Delgado taken down from behind by Miller. Barlow sneaks through and gets the only point.
One black. She called it the cotton.
And Tink Miller, who came over for the Texas Rustlers after that big match race with Lindsey Francis. The Lone Star State wasn't big enough for the both of them. Well, this track isn't big enough for Tink Miller and Patsy Delgado to be standing at the same time, says Tink Miller. Delgado working on Barlow. A little preoccupied Tink Miller, making her presence known right from the start here. And she looks like she really likes that enforcer black, Rory. I think it's more to her personality.
I was just thinking, she fits this team like a glove. She'll be perfect here with this enforcer team. Suzanne Shalene for the Sundogs is out there against Christine Costin of the New York Enforcers. Christine in black and Suzanne Shalene in the traditional gold and orange of the Florida Sundogs. 1-0 the score here early in this game. And now Costin gets up there where April Tootle will try and help her through if she can. Janet Abraham back to block against her former teammates. Abraham just about passed as she glanced over her shoulder. Tink Miller came out of nowhere, it seems. And Abraham is down, and she might be hurt. The Enforcers are pitching a shutout. It's 2-0. It didn't take Talisa Miller long to acclimate here.
She really looks right at home here, Rory. She was in the shadow of Lindsey Francis in that Texas Wrestler organization. She says, I want to go to New York. I love the nightlife. I got to boogie. Tink Miller is here, and she's making her presence felt early.
You see that a minute ago? She put an elbow right into the throat of Delgado. Kara Friedman is out there for the Sundogs. It's 2-on-1, though. Faith Urban puts a little hit on her. I accidentally ran over Faith Urban in the driveway earlier today. She was out there practicing a speed bump.
Now Urban and Adrian Medrano leading this jam for the Enforcers. And back to block for the Sundogs is Lisa Buckhold. So here's a matchup with three skaters you don't see very often.
Well, Adrian Medrano's so small you don't even see her usually when she's out there, Rory.
That's right. And out going up against Buckhold, she looks like a midget. She can't quite get by. Jam is about to run out. 2 seconds left and no scoring on that jam.
No score.
Kenneth Logue is clapping his hands, cheering his team on. The men ready to get out there. And remember, a lot on the line because Logue won't be happy if he loses. D'Amato won't be happy with his team if he loses. And one of them is going to really be able to run this league the way they want to. So the shape of the league will really take form after this game.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
I think both these guys still have something up their sleeve, Rory. I don't think this is the final chapter of this story by any means.
I hope D'Amato can find the time to run the league, what with all his charity work with Cigarettes on Wheels. Kathy Evangelo, nice move by her for the Sundogs. And Evangelo moved up to the back of the pack. Delgado says, come on, follow me. And she starts to break that pack up. Takes down another one. Evangelo gets by. Did she call it off? Yes, she did.
I got 2 yellow. 2 yellow.
There's Delgado celebrating her good work there, which ties the game. Logue enjoyed it also.
Delgado, a few jams ago, was just annihilated by Tink Miller. But this time she got the better of the exchange. Patsy Delgado, she's really starting to come into her own here in the Sundog uniform. We didn't know if she was going to be able to fit into Logue's system of play clean, skate clean, and keep your mouth shut, but she's really starting to emerge in this organization, Roy.
It's that last one, keep your mouth shut, that's tough. You'd never make it with them.
Well, speaking of mouth shut, Janet Abraham has everybody in the building with their mouths open aghast. She's got a jammer helmet on, Rory.
That doesn't happen very often, and she leads the jam. Courtney Barlow comes up from behind. Abraham is not the quickest in the league as far as catching that pack is concerned, and Barlow's already caught her, but Abraham is one of the strongest in the league. She sends Courtney Barlow down. But now Talisa Miller gets up there, and Abraham takes care of her. Now with Abraham and Delgado back there, that's a lot of muscle.
That's 2 tons of fun coming right to the back of the pack, Rory.
Here comes the whip for Abraham. That'll get her up to the double block, and she blows right through it. Don't think you're going to stop her when she gets the head of steam up. She goes by Talisa Miller.
2 yellow.
And 2 Sundog points give them the lead at the end of the first period.
Unfortunately for Kenneth Logue and the Sundogs, there are still 3 quarters to play, and this guy is on the track next for the New York Enforcers. Can Captain America hold D'Amato down? We'll find out. Right now, the Sundogs have the advantage, 4-2.
Back at Roller Jam Arena, a lot on the line tonight for these 2 teams. The Enforcers will be counting on Big Tim Washington, and right now he's dwarfing Broadway Danny Wolf. Let's take a look.
Well, you're right, he's a big guy, and I gotta say, not only, Rory, you're right, is this game on the line, but everything your best friend, Mark D'Amato, everything he has is on the line also.
You know what, Danny? Nothing's on the line for us today. We have the most dangerous man on the track and the biggest man on the track. I can guarantee you this, that the New York Enforcers will not lay down for the Sundogs.
Good luck, Tim.
We've been talking about it all day. Mark D'Amato and friends are laying it all on the line. The victory here today, respect in the league, control perhaps of the league, and he's going to get a lot of help from that big man. And Pazin Shalene, he's been a loose cannon lately. He's really going to have to score some points with the absence of Sam Martin.
Second quarter underway. 4-2, the Sundogs lead it. And for the Sundogs, Sigmund Williams gets out. Let's see if he can stay on those skates. He's as fast as all get out, but sometimes too fast for his own good. He made a nice move there that sends Rocky Bowman chest first into the rail. And now watch Williams' skating style. He gets up great speed. Sometimes, though, he'll slip and fall because he's going too fast. Right now, he seems to be operating pretty smoothly.
Well, he's Kenneth Logue's favorite. He's clean, he's fast, and he keeps his mouth shut like we talked about, which seems to be the first prerequisite for Kenneth Logue.
Now he's really his favorite because he spins past D'Amato and then spins past Washington. Uses the rail for balance and gets underneath D'Amato again. Those quad skates are no match for this guy. Washington, he might be too big to stop him. Sigmund calls it off.
I got 2 yellow. 2 yellow.
Two more Sundog points, and of course D'Amato can't leave well enough alone. He was embarrassed by this kid.
Let's go. Get in the box, D'Amato. Get in the box. Get in the box.
You called it an embarrassment. You're absolutely right. Sigmund Williams, not to be confused with Sherman Williams, painting the track and painting these enforcers a little Sundog yellow. How's it feel there, Dan Giovanni?
Well, D'Amato was humiliated, I think, on that jam. He looked bad 2 or 3 different times in 60 seconds. He's going to have to kick it in the penalty box for 60 seconds now. 6-2, Sundogs lead it. Loeb's happy. Michael Toole gets out there on the jam for the Florida Sundogs. Takes a wild swing and a miss and strikes out. Rocky Bowman. Make that John Morrissey. Morrissey out there. John's only 5'7". He could be 5'7.5" if he grew some hair. Has the Jammer's helmet on and reaches the back of the pack. And it's a pull away. There go the Sundogs on a pull away. They don't think Morrissey's very fast. He'll get a whiff. Let's see if he can catch anybody. So far, the answer's no. 18 seconds left on the jam. Gabani is straining to try and get there. He got one. He got another one. Fred Eichhorn clears the path. Morrissey's picked up 2 of the 5, and now there's 3. Double block at the end of the pull-away knocks Morrissey down, but they did get 3 enforcer points. Good job by Eichhorn and Gabani there.
Well, with Mark D'Amato in the penalty box, you would have thought the Sundogs would try to play a little offense. They I guess, opted to play a little defense with the pull-away. Didn't work out for them. Strategy by Kenneth Logue. Sometimes he's a very tactical technician of roller derby. Not the best-looking cat in town. Never smiles much, but he made a choice that backfired for him, Roy.
He had the lips sewn into a frown, I think. 6-5. The Sundogs still have the lead. There goes Eichhorn out there. And Posse Chalene gets on those skates and goes after him. Boy, look at Posse. He's like a big cougar chasing you. And the cougar knocks down Eichhorn. Washington will face now the only man that might have a more muscular body than himself in this league, and that's Posse Chalene. Chalene takes a shot to the head. Washington working him over again, and now leading him to the kill.
Man.
D'Amato. Oh, D'Amato just throws a straight punch into his face.
Well, he went from the frying pan to the fryer, from the frying pan into the fire, and then back to the fryer.
Logue is telling Chalene not to fight. He's telling him not to fight, and Posse's not listening.
Well, this is what got him thrown out of a game the last time these two teams met, Roy.
Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. Let's go.
In the showers, Posse. We don't fight on this team. Hit the showers. You had warnings plenty. Just get in the shower. Just go. That's it. That's it. That's it. You're gone.
Even with the power in the league on the line, Logue is still going to stick to his principles. Give him that. He's going to send Posse Chalene to the showers himself. This is not a referee's decision. This is the coach saying, get out of here. We don't need you. Here's another look. He's got a couple of left hooks in there, didn't he? But his coach threw him out. Ooh, D'Amato saying, yeah, he got a couple left hooks in there. I feel it in my ribs. 6-5, Sundogs have the lead here in the second quarter. And it's actually 8-5 as the scoreboard changes now. Fred Eichhorn gets out there with Sigmund Williams. That's not Eichhorn, that's J.R. Widener. Widener grabbing the Jammer's helmet for the first time tonight for the Enforcers. Williams has been out there before, and he's out there again. Sigmund Williams streaks forward toward the back of the pack. Last time he jammed, he embarrassed Washington and D'Amato. What's going to happen this time? Washington certainly remembers that. D'Amato's in the box, so it doesn't matter to him. Washington's working over Sigmund Williams, but now Big Bill Barker will try and give him some help. Here's the double. Man, you talk about help. Barker knocked down Washington, and the big guy just bounced off the track. Well, it's up to Barker, I guess. They sent Posse to the showers, but they still have Barker.
Well, a nice smile on the face of Bill Barker, and he deserves to be a little pleased with himself. He takes a otherwise unaccustomed to get knocked down Tim Washington, just takes him right down, Roy. It's Bill Barker. He doesn't say a whole lot. He has just gone like a fish to water to this system of Kenneth Logues. Play hard, skate clean, keep your mouth shut. Not many can do that. He has.
Well, he walks little old ladies across the street in his spare time. He loves this whole idea. 9-5. Sundogs have the lead by 4 now. Oh, they all slip down. All 3 jammers go down. For the enforcers, Jonathan Russell and Sigmund Williams. And Russell's able to get up and get back on his wheels and get back together on this jam. This is the last jam of the first half. The Sundogs already lead it, and they're trying to build up some more, which means D'Amato will have to think of some kind of inspiring halftime talk. Can't imagine that. Russell moves up to Washington, and Washington just goes to work on him. He's going to try him again, give him some points for guts if he can get out of the infield, that is. Now he's skating right into the Lions' den.
Oh, no, the boots.
Oh. It hurts a lot more with the quad skates.
That one's, oh, no!
Don't do that. That hurts with any kind of skate.
That's it. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4.
Russell's family life's at stake.
That's it.
This has just gotten out of control.
Clear the track. Everyone clear the track.
Well, he's kicking a little butt right now.
And Washington's definitely in the house. But Jonathan Russell, if he's out, that's another guy they're down. Martin's hurt, Lombardo's hurt, Posse's been sent to the showers. Russell might not get up, and yet the Sundogs lead the game 11-5 at halftime. Don't go away. It's halftime of this match between the Florida Sundogs and the New York Enforcers, and just before Jonathan Russell was able to get out of the building and be helped out, D'Amato came over and hit him in the back of the head with the helmet. This guy can't leave well enough alone. And Russell's out for the rest of the game, we understand.
Mark D'Amato, once again, just taking things into his own hands. And he always knows, you got to give the guy credit when he does things like that. It's halftime. No penalties can be assessed. He just wanted to make sure Jonathan Russell didn't come back. And remember, the Sundogs only have 5 guys left, Rory.
How can you give a guy credit for doing something like that? Well, maybe he's smart. Maybe he'll pull the game out in the end. But this game has been rough right from the start.
And as long as we're doling out accolades and giving credit, a loss has to go to Tink Miller. She's got a new uniform and new teammates, so she gets it done the old-fashioned way with brute force against Janet Abraham and friends. But the story for the men is the lack of personnel for the Sundogs. Posse Shalene thrown out, Jonathan Russell injured.
This second half should really be something. Kenneth Logue has put his power up against Mark D'Amato's power. So far, Logue's team's ahead, and he's standing by smugly with Broadway Danny Wolf.
Thank you, Rory. Yeah, the Sundogs are up by 6 points, but one has to wonder, how are you going to be able to hold this lead? You threw Posse Shalene right back into the locker room for fighting. Jonathan Russell, as I understand it, has a severe groin injury. He won't be returning. You don't have much of a team left, Kenneth.
We have a number of hard and fast rules on this team. One of them is you don't fight. If you fight, you hit the showers. This is a time when character and guts are going to show. And this team has more than enough character to pull it off.
Yeah, I know. I can hear you.
Listen, Logue, I've already destroyed one of your skaters. You threw one of your own out. You're an idiot. You understand that? You're an idiot. I'm winning this game. I'm going to be in this all.
Back to you, Rory and Hawk. Back to you, Rory and Hawk.
Good thing he has a hard and fast rule against fighting, or else D'Amato would kill him. For now, he's still alive, and the Enforcers are trailing in this game. Karen Magnuson and the women ready to go, though, against Patsy Delgado and the Sundog women. Believe it or not, it's 11-5 Sundogs. Florida as you take a look at Universal Studios, and there's the pyro, man. We've seen some skaters go falling into that thing and somehow, some way, get up and keep skating. Second half about to start, period number 3. And we're underway. Kathy Evangelo gets out there on the jam for the Sundogs. And Evangelo's out there against April Tootle with Courtney Barlow chasing from behind. Now the two enforcer jammers team up on Evangelo and knock her down. Evangelo by herself on the jam now. 11-5, the Sundogs have the lead somehow, some way with injured skaters, with Shalene in the showers. They've managed to stay ahead. You see Janet Abraham get taken down by Tink Miller. Wow, that was quite a shot.
Well, Tink Miller came out in this third period. She wants to inform people that the first period was no fluke, that she is an enforcer, she's here to stay, and she can mix it up with the Sisters of Suffering. And the former Sister of Suffering, Janet Abraham, goes down in a heap. Tink Miller is just on a mission here, Rory. She left the Lone Star State, and it's probably the best move she ever made.
1 Sundog point and 10 enforcer points.
Let's go, let's go.
My goodness. They snuck through there while Abraham was writhing in pain on the ground. It looked like Miller only had one thing in mind, that was to hurt Abraham, but they got 10, and now the enforcers all of a sudden lead the game, 15-12. Trying to sneak out of there is Christine Cosson for the enforcers. If they build up a big lead with the women, the men are really going to be in tough because they only have 5 skaters anyway. Courtney Barlow and Christine Cosson going against Suzanne Shalene. And really the Sundog women are not big scorers most of the time. Barlow and Cosson missed her completely. Suzanne Shalene went by. Maybe she got a little inspiration from her husband Posse in the locker room at halftime. He can't be happy with Logue. No, Abraham slipped up in the pack but managed to trip up one of the enforcer women in the pack, and that's 2 points for the Sundogs.
2 yellow points.
Looked like Abraham was setting up for a big hit. She kind of lost her footing, but it worked anyway.
Well, it wasn't pretty, and it's not getting any prettier as Tink Miller goes after the hair of Patsy Delgado.
Let's go, break it up, break it up, break it up. Back it up, let's go, let's go. Break it up, break it up. Let's go.
Abraham comes over, but remember the Sundogs aren't supposed to fight. Logue's right there. He's right there all the time like a mother hen.
You better control your skaters, Logue. I have one more player puts a hand on me. It'll be.
She was only protecting her team.
It'll be quick.
She was only doing the job.
You've heard Delgado in the past. He says he doesn't let me do anything. I can't fight back. I can't do anything. And it's not easy for her, believe me.
Well, keeping your mouth shut, we talked about is first on the list. I think when you walk into Kenneth Logue's office as a new Sundog, he says, sign this, and it says, I will keep my mouth shut at all times. And Patsy Delgado does not like that kind of shackle, or I guess that kind of muzzle, but she seems to be sticking with it.
She is. She's doing her best. They've all decided, let's just see what happens if we skate this way. Let's do what we can and see how many games we can win. Adrian Medrano, you don't see her laying the muscle out too often, but she just knocked Kara Friedman down. Oh, here's the mismatch. My goodness. This is like Wilt Chamberlain against Billy Barty. As Abraham. Oh! That's what it takes for Barty to get by. A little help from his friends, or in this case, her friends.
Well, she's making an Abrahammer sandwich. It's an Abraham sandwich. Karen Magnuson says, how about a little mayo?
Keep it under control. Good job, Patsy. Good job, Janet.
How can he be happy about this?
Well, and how long could Janet Abraham and Patsy Delgado take this kind of punishment and feel good about Kenneth Logue standing over you going, that's away, Janet?
Yeah, great going.
But Karen Magnuson, wow.
Well, they'll put the leash back on her later. Right now, she just has the collar on. 16-14. The enforcers have the lead in this game. Courtney Barlow gets out of the pack. Suzanne Shalene trying to keep her balance. Dipsy-doodling in between the two enforcer jammers. And Shalene's unable to keep her feet. That leaves Courtney Barlow and Faith Urban on the jam. Barlow, obviously, the quicker of the two skaters, leads the way through. They're working on Delgado. Both Barlow and Urban go by her to get the point, and they're trying to dump Patsy right off the track. Magnuson working on her. April Tula working on her. They've got her hair. They've got her neck.
Let's go. Knock it off. Knock it off. Hey.
Oh, there's a shot with a helmet. Don't fight back. The coach won't like it. And now Tink Miller comes in. 3-on-1.
Come on.
And Delgado, the look on Kenneth Lowe's face, he had to be ashamed of himself, though, Rory. One of his players is going to get hurt.
There's no penalty.
They were looking through her hair there as though maybe she'd gotten cut and felt like she was bleeding.
Oh, they were trying to find maybe one of Karen Magnuson's fingers.
18-14. The Enforcers lead. This will be the final jam of the third period, and then the men will decide this thing and maybe even decide the fate of the league. Kathy Evangelo gets out quickly on the jam. She is one Sundog skater who does have some speed. Christine Kasson. No, Karen Magnuson. Magnuson on the jam for the Enforcers against Evangelo.
Well, this battle between Tink Miller and Patsy Delgado continues, Rory.
And the Enforcers are getting the points. Abraham just let her go by. 4 and 4. 4 and 4, actually.
4 and 4.
Look at Abraham trying as hard as she can to turn the other cheek.
And the period's over now, but these girls don't want to leave the track. Tink Miller.
Let's go.
Man, I wouldn't want Tink Miller mad at me. She gets that look on her face, and thank God she doesn't have a frying pan.
Well, Suzanne Chalene is taking up where Posse Chalene, her husband, left off.
Well, be that as it may, it was a big third quarter for the Enforcers, and Talisa Miller's happy about that. Logue must be worried. D'Amato, I'm sure he's smug. He has him right where he wants him. And as far as the Sundogs are concerned, they have to come back or Logue's days are numbered. 22-18 Enforcers.
Red dress, now's the time to hold up a card and take a walk.
She's hired. Give her a raise. Speaking of raise.
Fourth and final period. I won't touch it. 22-18. Here go the Enforcers with a 4-point lead and 1 quarter left to go. Remember, the Sundogs have all their men's skaters on the track right now. O'Toole trying to get the better of Widener. He does so. Maybe he can help him score some points as he also knocks Rocky Bowman down. The Sundogs need some inspiration from somewhere.
Well, O'Toole was called upon with the injury of Sam Martin. Then we know that Posse Chalene was ejected. And then you saw Jonathan Russell leave the track in pieces. I tell you what, O'Toole's a fighter and he's a great competitor, but they just don't have the bullets in their gun right now, Rory.
D'Amato knows his team has the lead. Now he wants to hurt another one. Ouch! Washington lowers the shoulder into him. O'Toole has no choice but to try and get up because they don't want to skate short-handed.
You don't need to do that. You don't need to touch him after the play. You don't need to touch him
Tim Washington's trying to clean his wheels, it looks like, on the back of O'Toole's jersey, but Mark D'Amato and Tim Washington, I guess Tim Washington called Mark D'Amato the meanest player in the World Skating League, and Tim Washington called himself the biggest. Well, they ganged up on a very helpless O'Toole on that one, and then Tim Washington even got a free skate cleaning on his back.
Well, Washington always has to add some sort of insult to injury. They did get 1 point, they being the Sundogs, and it's 22-19 Enforcers. If you like Kenneth Logue, you're pulling for the Sundogs. If you're a D'Amato fan, you're saying, let's go Enforcers. And Sigmund Williams gets out there, man, he can skate. Logue threw his fist in the air and said, come on, Sigmund, get us some. D'Amato goes back with nothing but pain and injury on his mind. He rips into Williams, and then they rip into D'Amato. Lockamy and Barker set it up that time. It was Sean Marshall and Barker. And Sigmund Williams does get the points. And calls off the jam. They got 3.
3 yellow. He called it early.
The game is tied.
And if there was a time for somebody to step up, it was right now, because these Sundogs, like I said, don't have any bullets left in the gun. Well, Sean Marshall and Bill Barker, they provide the pop. And Sigmund Williams, he provides the punch. Goes around, scores the point. Step up, young man. They need you. The Sundogs are on a roll, Rory. They may pull this out, it looks like.
We'll see.
Pull it together, dogs. Let's go.
We'll see. With that man as an inspiration, I don't know how they could, but they have come back to tie it. 22-22 with just over 3 minutes left to go. Gary Lockamy gets the Jammers helmet for the Sundogs. First time he's jammed tonight. And he's going to go out there against J.R. Widener. Two skaters who don't do a lot of jamming, but the big muscle is in the pack right now. Lockamy and Widener. Lockamy throws a hip into him, and Widener runs into the rail. That leaves Lockamy with a chance to put the Sundogs ahead. Amazing. With Posse Chalene in the locker room, having been tossed out by his coach. Sam Martin injured down there on the bench. They don't have much left.
The cupboard's bare.
Jonathan Russell injured in the second quarter. Can Lockamy get by Washington? Can anybody get by Washington? Can you sneak a truck past Washington? He is a truck, and he sends Lockamy into D'Amato for the screamer. And now it's Lockamy who's going to be screaming.
Don't do it. No.
He's trying to injure him. That's a deliberate attempt to injure by D'Amato.
Let him go. Let him go. Let's go. Get out of here, Long. Get out of here. Let's go.
If he can't get up, he looks really injured, Rory. If this number 3 Gary Lockamy can't get up, they've only got 4 men left. And there's no Denise Loden like games in the past.
No. You can't skate. You can't skate, Posse. You're in the shower. You can't do it. We've got the rule, buddy. You can't.
Oh, man, this is
You can't skate. Back to the shower. We'll find a way. That's it, Posse. Back to the showers.
Can you believe it, Roy?
Chalene wants to help his team win the game, and Logue won't allow it. Broadway Danny Wolf is in the infield as Posse's going to have to go back to the locker room. Danny is with D'Amato.
What are you going to do now, brother? I eliminated 2 of your skaters. You threw out 1 of your own. That leaves 4, brother. You either forfeit the game or you pull out some skates and skate this last jam.
How bad does he want it? How bad does Logue want it?
What's he doing, Roy?
He's going to lead by example, Huck. They've got a pair of size 4 skates down there for him, and he's going to get out there. We'll be right back.
Them up. Broadway Danny Wolf, go over there and see if you can find out what's going through his mind.
Kenneth Long, what are you doing? You're not going to go in the game and skate, are you?
I've said it once, Daniel. I've said it a dozen times. If I have to lead, it's best that I lead by example. Played hockey at Yale 4 years. I can skate. I can take a hit.
This is not hockey. This is roller jam, Kenneth.
Well, Mark D'Amato has a surprise or 2 in store for him. That's all I can tell you.
This guy must be insane. He spent, you better watch out, he spent $75 on that suit. Mark D'Amato, another sharp dresser, is with Broadway Danny Wolf.
Mark D'Amato, I can't believe Kenneth Long he's lacing up right now. He's taking the challenge. He's going to have a heart attack out there.
Yeah, you know what? I always knew that this Logue was not the sharpest knife in the drawer. You know what I'm saying? But this proves it, buddy. He has no clue what's in store for him on this jam.
Logue is tucking his tie in. He got a little rub down from Patsy. How would you like to go against this guy wearing a tie and suspenders?
Well, he's licking his chops, as Tim watched it. I don't want to know what Mark D'Amato's been licking, but
the game is tied up. There's 1 jam left, and if he can pull this thing off, he'll be in control of this league. And look at him go.
For all the moguls, we've gone into the twilight zone, Rory. This is for the whole shoot match.
Somebody give him a cane. He not only went out there, he put on the Jammers helmet and he knocked down John Morrissey.
Look at this guy. I don't believe it.
He's skating like he's 75 years old.
I just became a Sundogs fan. Kenneth Logue, you are my God.
I've never seen a man with skinnier ankles than this guy. But now he has a chance, believe it or not, as incredible as it may seem, to win this game. Oh, God, he's got Washington to contend with. Please. Tim, take it easy on him. D'Amato's waiting. D'Amato. Oh! He threw him over, but guess what? He got the point. He got the point. That's a point for the Sundogs.
I don't think D'Amato realizes it, Roy.
I don't think he does either. He wants to damage Logue physically.
He won the battle, but he lost the war.
Hey, give Logue all the credit in the world.
You already lost.
He realizes it now.
Now he does. He was so intent on throwing Logue up and over and on his back that he gave up the point and lost the game. 23-22. Kenneth Logue has the power in the league if he's still alive.
And D'Amato is absolutely incensed.
Wow, what a mistake. What a mistake. He truly was outsmarted by this man right here.
I think we might need another straitjacket. Hope we got a bargain at the What Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest attire outlet, because Mark D'Amato is losing his marbles too, Roy.
He no longer has any power in this league. Logue's Sundogs have won the game. Well, Danny Wolf is being pushed by D'Amato. I don't know if he can get a word. Let's see.
Tearing this place apart. You lost the game. You just lost all your power.
Oh, he's lost his marbles, Roy.
I didn't know he had any.
Oh, no, where's he going? He's not coming up here, is he?
He's after Broadway.
A little rule recap. The Eliminator by Mark D'Amato. He laid on his back. Tim Washington set up Kenneth Logue, who's wearing a nice Oxford shirt and a tie from maybe J.C. Penney. Mark D'Amato, he celebrates. He thinks he's shown Kenneth Logue a thing or two with the Eliminator, but look at the jammer helmet on. He passes both Tim Washington and Mark D'Amato. Therefore, he gets a point and the victory. Wow.
Sundogs win 23-22, and there's all the power in the league right there, believe it or not. Get your little first aid kit, Hawk, and go down and help Kenneth Logue.
Well, be careful what you wish for, you might get it, but hail to the victor. It hurts so good for Kenneth Logue.
He has power now. Wonder if he'll let Posse Shalene skate again, and what will become of D'Amato now that he's lost everything? Will Logue be able to recover? What a game, what a night. We'll see you next time on Roller Jam.